Hello neighbors, it's Brad here, and today I'm in Elkhart, Indiana, which is the RV capital of the world. And if you have a camper, the name Lippert probably is somewhere on your camper. And today we're at the corporate headquarters, and we're going to be talking to some of their product experts to take a closer look at their products. So let's hop inside and get to chatting. When it comes to any upgrade in an RV or replacing products, one of the things that I would always fix immediately, and I think a lot of campers will, is going to be the air conditioning unit. Nothing ruins a good camping in your camper with no AC. It's going to be hot, miserable, and you can replace those really easy. And Furrion's got a bunch of great options, whether you go with the Chill HE or a slim profile. You have options, but today we're going to be talking about a game changer, something that I see 18K. That's a number I've never seen associated with any ACs until now.
Right. So the 18K is the largest unit available on the market. It's also the quietest unit available on the market. It's also the most efficient unit on the market. So we can go into the ins and outs of the unit, but one of the things I want to mention right off the bat is that it also has a remote control. So with the remote control, they can control that, not have to have a thermostat on the wall, and you can also control everything from the ceiling assembly as well. It's going to make it an easier installation because you don't have to worry about running thermostat wires or using the thermostat wires that you already have in there. Your only connection points are going to be your 120 connection points. So literally you only have hot, neutral, and ground. There is no 12-volt wires, and there are obviously no thermostat wires. So even if you are replacing something, you're going to be capping a lot of those wires off, and it's going to be an easier, more straightforward installation.
Yeah, the hardest part's probably just getting it up on the roof, but other than that, that's super easy.
Correct.
And being that that's going to be a mobile thermostat, Follow Me is something that's interesting. What is Follow Me?
Yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest features of having the remote control. So there's a button on here called Follow Me. What that does is now the remote becomes your thermostat. So typically a thermostat is going to be static on the wall. You're going to set it to 70 degrees, and it's going to be 70 degrees wherever that thermostat is at. Now with this being the thermostat, hitting that Follow Me mode, now anywhere that you go within the rig, it's going to make sure that it's at that set temperature that you set it at. So again, a lot of times the AC might be on one end of the rig and the kitchen's on the other end of the rig. So with the remote control with you, it's going to make sure that it's that set temperature.
Now while looking at that too, turbo?
Yeah.
What's turbo?
So turbo mode is basically a lot of campers will leave their rigs at the campground. And they get there, they obviously want to cool that rig down as quickly as possible. So one press of a button with your turbo mode, one press of a button is basically just going to ramp the compressor all the way up. It's going to turn your fan speed all the way up, and it's going to cool that rig down 5 times faster than anything that's out there in the market. Because this has a variable speed compressor, there's literally almost no turn-on amperage at all. I can show you on this display here. You'll notice that the unit is off right now. We're pulling 0 current as we stand. So if I turn the unit on, the fan is going to turn on first. So you're going to see current draw from the fan. And then after a few seconds, the compressor will turn on, and then you'll see the current draw of the compressor. But what you're going to see is this thing does not pull more than 3.8 amps when this unit turns on. Typically, startup amperage is going to be between 35 and 45 amps for about 10 or 15 milliseconds. So again, virtually no startup amperage because of that variable speed compressor.
And how much of a temperature drop does this offer?
So it's a 30-degree delta from your ambient temperature to your cool temperature. So that being said, if it's 100 degrees outside, you can easily get down to 70 degrees within your rig. Most ACs on the market are only giving you about a 17 or 18-degree delta. So this is giving you easily a 10-degree delta more than anything offered on the market.
So you have a thermostat you can take with you. It's quiet, it's running, and we're having a normal conversation, so you're not having to speak over it. I mean, efficiency and 18,000 BTU. So like, it seems like it's checking all of the boxes across the board.
Yeah, so again, when we created this thing, we did exactly that. We wanted to obviously create something that was going to check all of those boxes. People don't want to talk over an AC. They don't want to listen to the AC. They obviously need that 18,000 BTUs to overcome how hot it is outside. And then another big one is obviously your current draw. So startup amperage, where you used to have soft start kits and things like that, with the 18K having that variable speed compressor, you don't have to worry about that at all. So another thing that I did want to mention is the fact that the non-ducted ceiling assembly has a vent that actually oscillates. What that's doing is, because you have quite a bit of CFMs coming out, you're getting a better air mixture as the cold air comes out of the unit, so that you don't have any hot or cold spots within the room.
I love it. Now, looking at the buttons on this, Eco Gear, what is Eco Gear?
So Eco Gear is an off-grid setting, if you will. So what you can do is you can actually set this unit up to run at either 75% of its capability or 50% of its capability. So people that are camping off-grid, typically an AC is a no-no because it pulls so much current and uses so much energy. So for people that are using energy off of lithium battery packs, for example, you can tune this thing down to, say, 50% of its capacity so that you can use less energy from your battery packs.
Tons of features, and something not only, you know, with 18,000 being new, but also there's a new refrigerant. What is R32?
So R32 is a new refrigerant that pretty much all ACs are having to use now. We went from 410A to R32, and R32 is just a more efficient coolant. You use less coolant to create the same cool and power, and then it's also better for the ozone as well.
So it's really hard for me to quantify how quiet this is, you know, through a camera. So what's a normal dB range for, you know, a standard AC versus what the Chill Cube brings?
So typically ACs are around 70 to 75 dB. The Chill Cube is around 60 dB. So it's easily 10 dB quieter than most ACs on the market.
I believe that. Yeah, I feel this is, you know, an open display here. The noise that I was hearing was from up top, but in a camper, this thing's, it's whisper quiet. It's
Correct.
great.
Correct. Yep.
So again, that's just another added benefit. I guess the only downside was, like, if you like a really loud white noise,
right,
you're missing out on that.
Right.
But other than that, that's huge. So another just added benefit.